Hey everybody, we're going to be on the Sherman S today. The beautiful Sherman S. The 45 mile an hour wheel as of a couple days ago. I've got the visor down not because I don't want you to see me, but because the wind is gusty and I don't want my earphone to fly out. And I mean, it looks like I'm missing a piece of my brain at that point. Like some of my brain just went pop. So we're going to start the ride. We'll see you on the trail. Hey everybody, we're back again. How you doing? As you can see, it is a really foggy, cold day. At last check, it was 59 degrees. And the winds are a little gusty, so that's both good and bad. I mean, it's not going to be, a super comfortable ride for me because I'm wearing 2 layers of clothing and a rather light protective gear jacket. But it also means that once we clear the Santa Monica Pier, there probably won't be a lot of people around, which is going to be good because I wanted to talk to you about riding 45 miles an hour, which is on an electric unicycle, kind of intimidating for people that don't do it. And also talk about my crazy root canal adventure, which is over here, right in my upper left jaw. And it still hurts. It's not as bad after 3 times. I still have to go in for a 4th time. But yeah, so we're going to talk about all of that. Again, once we clear the pier, things will be a little more open and we can talk more freely. So we'll see you then. There's the pier. Right over there. There's a shot of it, right? Oh crap, it's like the personification of Emerson Junior High. Anyway, so as I expected, it's not quite as crowded as it usually is here. And let's talk about speed. Now, the electric unicycle is tough to learn. It was tough for me. It took me about a month before I could go, I don't know, quarter of a mile. And it can be intimidating. It's also very intimidating to ride fast. And 45 miles an hour is fast, in my humble opinion. So the question is, why would I do it? Well, I have a lot going on in my life, a lot of which you folks don't know, nor do you need to know, but there's a lot going on. And I have a friend named Brent, who back in the old days, 20 years ago, was learning how to be an airplane pilot. He was flying a Cessna. And when I asked him why he would do something like that, he said, well, you have so much to perceive, so many of your senses have to be engaged, you automatically tune everything out. And it becomes kind of a Zen experience. And I think that that's the case for me on riding an electric unicycle. And I find the faster I go under controlled circumstances, the more I kind of zone in. And it's very much the same with Kung Fu and sparring. When I'm sparring with someone, particularly someone either inexperienced or really, really good, I am absolutely in the moment, and I rarely even remember what I do. But I've been very, very successful, humbly speaking, at Kung Fu sparring. And I think any of my students who are looking at this would agree that fighting is kind of my specialty. And I didn't go into this learning how to fight or wanting to learn how to fight. Hey, look at the birds. Hey, that's pretty cool. Anyway, you can see how distracted I get when I'm not going fast. Very ADHD of me. Anyway, so I think it's important when you learn anything to learn its capabilities and your capabilities. I don't ride fast 90% of the time. The Sherman S is a new wheel to me. And I have found, here, let me look, you can watch something else while I talk. And I found that whenever I get a new wheel, it's good for me to learn how it feels under different circumstances. What does it feel like turning? What does it feel like going really slowly? What does it feel like going really fast? And ever since Dawn borrowed the wheel, and by the way, Happy birthday, Dawn. You look great for 29. Fantastic. I found that, oh look, now we're gonna talk about how to ride slow. Yes, we're a little traffic jam, so I find I do really well when I ride really slowly. Isn't that strange? Anyway, so you really want to be able to be in the moment and deal with whatever comes up. Part of that is if you have to ride fast, you want to know what it feels like before you have to ride fast. You know, if it just happens, you don't want it to be your first time. So I made sure that once I got the wheel back from Dawn and she'd adjusted the pedals and taken off the speed limitations, I went ahead and pushed the accelerator, pushed the throttle. And it was very good, but I want to let y'all know that's not my normal riding. I mean, normally if you want to put a miles per hour on it, I'm fine sitting 25 to 30. Experienced riders are like 25 to 30. You know, what are you talking about? But for me, that's good. It's relaxing. It allows me to focus in, like Brent, my friend who flew the Cessna, and allows me to tune out all of the other chaos that's going on right now. So the root canal. The root canal started out as a regular root canal, just a regular run-of-the-mill root canal. I had a bit of a toothache, and the dentist said, well, let's do a root canal. Oh, okay, fine. From that day forward, it was a massive toothache. So what they did is a week later, they took a little more of the root, and it only made it worse. And I went in yesterday, and they took a little bit more. And so far, I still have a toothache. It still bothers me, but nowhere near as bad. And they advised me to just wait and do the completion of the root canal. So that's what I'm doing. It's in mid-June because I have dental insurance, and that's what it takes to get approved for these things. I have to wait. So being the good Jew that I am, I'm not going to spend, $3,000 at a, pay full price. I'd rather have a toothache. Why? That's what we do. So no, I just rather have it covered by insurance right now. So anyway, that's the scoop. So now you're up to date, and so don't think that I'm riding around at 45. There are people that do that, and they are very talented. They know what they're doing. When they ride in traffic, they are completely capable of swerving and avoiding potholes and stuff like that. And I'm very, very fortunate to call several of those people my friends. They derive different kinds of satisfactions, but something I noticed which was really interesting is what we have in common is we love to break stuff down that we don't know or that is new, examine it, and learn how to do it. Now, I may not be doing that with the electric unicycles the way they are. And I mean, Dawn even does it with motorcycles, and Marty does it with woodworking, and Duff is a IT person, and Roger has a whole, massive tile company. These are very talented people, but for me, making trailers and promos involves taking movies and television shows apart and reassembling them to do marketing and to set them to music. And for me, Kung Fu is about seeing a kick and going into the backyard, breaking it apart and learning how to do it effectively and repeating it until I can do it well. And then you begin to detect all of these things you can become skilled at, and you just absorb them like a sponge and practice them. So EUC may not be my area to take things apart like a scientist and put them back together, but I do it in other ways, as do my very talented rider friends. So, end of speech. We're almost into the Pacific Palisades. I'm going to have fun riding. Y'all take care and have a great day. I'll leave you with some shots of the Palisades.